April 3rd, 2013 meeting of the Revere Conservation Commission. First item on the agenda is roll call. Member Bluestein. Here. Member Laval. Here. Member Camerata. Here. Vice Chair Joseph James.
Here.
Member Raponi.
Here.
Member Cerboni.
Here.
And I'm Andrew DeSantis, Chair. Next item is approval of the minutes of February 6th.
I so move, Mr. Chairman.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, it's voted in the affirmative unanimously. Next item is a vote. Land swap road contracting. City of Revere land parcel map 34 block 468C lot 7 on Grandview Ave containing 5,250 square feet that the city now owns. It's not conservation land. For land on Austin Street being map 34 block 473 lot 229 containing 2,783 square feet and map 34 block 473 lot 232 containing 2,789 square feet. The land to be donated is adjacent to the existing North Revere Conservation Land Area up on Morris Street and will be deeded to the Conservation Commission in perpetuity. Mr. Bob Mahoney is here representing Rowe Contracting. I handed out a letter at the beginning of just before the meeting from Rowe Contracting that authorizes Mr. Mahoney to explore the interest of the City of Revere in Rowe Contracting to make the land exchange. Mr. Mahoney's here to answer any questions. Yeah, the lots on Grandview Ave, they're basically ledge lots, non-level lots on Grandview.
That's correct.
And the lots on Austin are right adjacent, directly connected to the conservation land up there. Questions from Mr. Mahoney?
Mr. Mahoney, are you going to build, I presume? Or what would you do with that ledge rock up
No plans up to today, but possibly
in the future?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Combine that with two other lots that sit on either side of that one.
Still a lot of ledge up there. You'll be dynamiting too by any chance? Okay, thank you. Thanks, Bob.
Just a question about adjacent lots to the lots that you would be donating. Do you guys own any of those, or are those?
There's one more that's owned by the...
Press the talk button, please. Thanks.
Press it again.
Press it again. When it says talk.
The red light should go on.
Danny.
No?
Danny, see if it's plugged in. Danny, see if it's plugged in there. Is it under your desk?
Yeah, I'm looking to see if there's any obvious controls. Control box is locked. Is that one go on?
Mine's on. Yours is on. Ann's isn't.
Oh, boy, Dan.
Dan's
That's okay,
never
I'm
goes
sharing,
on.
I'm sharing.
Technical assistance.
That's it. Yeah, that always fouls up.
There you go.
Thank you.
That's it. Excellent.
Yes, in regards to your question, there is one additional lot, and I think there are several other ones that he owns in and around that area, Mr. from Road Contracting. They own quite a bit of land up there.
When you say in around which area?
North
Are
Revere.
adjacent to the lots on Grandview or the lots up on Olson?
Lots up on Austin,
On Austin.
yes.
So there's more land up there. On the right side, I know there's land, so I think Spinizzola has signs up looking to sell lots.
Geez, I'm not sure about that.
On the right-hand side, as you're going up towards Morris to where the homes, the most recent homes were built?
I'm unaware of that.
Okay,
I'm unaware of that.
because I thought he still owns some land up there.
I believe he does, yes.
Yeah.
He does. I think it's on the Saugus side, though.
Oh, it's on the Saugus side.
Spinizzola.
Okay.
Bob, that's Revere land or the Saugus land?
There's both up there,
Okay.
developable land.
All right, Bob, thank you.
Daniel?
So, yeah, this is our land here, or the city of Revere's land?
Yeah, you have it's about 2.5 acres in that particular large lot area.
And then, from my understanding, this is not paved here,
That's a paper street.
but there's Ocean Street is paved at the very beginning of it, off of Morris Street?
Yeah,
is
it's
it?
about maybe 40 feet paved to allow the folks at 111 Morris Street to enter into their garage.
So, do you know where approximately that paved,
That's off the paper, that's beyond lot 208, probably
okay,
another 70 feet beyond that,
up here?
yes. And the remainder of the lots are the city of Revere, other than lot 226, which is also owned by Road Contracting. And the remainder are city of Revere.
So if and when we agree to this swap, then Mr. Mahoney's next stop would be the city council for their approval.
That is correct.
Any other questions, comments, desires?
No, Mr. Chairman, I think we're going to benefit by it by
John,
getting them extra
Mr.
lots, aren't we?
James.
Mr. James, Vice Chair
Well,
James?
Well, we haven't seen this
You would
to
like to
make
see
a
it?
comparison.
Okay.
I was wondering if we could see it. The jobs that you've had in the city, you'd know whether we're getting a good deal or just an even deal or a bad deal. So I'm leaving it, as far as I'm concerned, either see it or leave it up to your discretion.
Yeah, but what's a good deal is a good deal getting land that's adjacent to existing conservation land. That's a positive benefit. It's the lots that Mr. Mahoney's interested in, which are buildable lots. Although they're going to take quite a bit of work, is the benefit to the city to maintain those lots and try to develop in the future. There's not a clear-cut answer to that. In today's economic climate, while it's a little better than it was certainly 3-4 years ago, what I see being built right now are multifamily, large residential structures.
Correct, yes.
With smaller living units seems to be the trend right now. I don't see a great deal of single-family homes, which would be required up there, the land zoned for single families.
Well, that could be at some point buildable, those 3 lots, but that's
It
something.
could be what, Bob?
That could be buildable at some point, those lots there, but we're choosing not to. We're choosing to swap those for the open space land and,
Yeah, well, I think it's
Take-
more
yes.
advantageous to have the 2 lots on Olson because they're
Right.
contiguous to open space, whereas the 2 lots on Grandview would be isolated lots. So, I'll leave it up to the commission what you'd like to do with it. If you want to have a site visit, you
Chairman.
can have a site visit. I know Mr. Mahoney was looking to get moving on this.
Yeah, I see it as ultimately sort of a win-win situation for everyone
well,
involved.
it's flat
because-
land, open space, it's great for wildlife, it's,
Exactly, and it's, it's contiguous to open space that currently exists, so you're just building upon that already existing open space.
and we have many, many deer up there, I don't know if you're aware of that. There's about
Yeah.
6 or 7 deer.
Coyotes.
Huh?
And coyotes.
Well, we have about 7 of those up there.
Yeah. Bob lives up in
Foxes
the
and
area.
turkeys and
You're on what street, Bob?
I'm on Paul Street, which is on the corner of Liberty and Breeden, actually.
Yeah, so,
I'm in the neighborhood.
yeah, less than a block from where the
Right.
lots we own are located. So I'll entertain whatever motion.
Well,
the
Mr. Chairman,
commission-
just one more statement.
Go right
For the
ahead.
record, that's going to give us a little more responsibility, isn't it? Won't it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because the
Well-
land that's actually being swapped is not under conservation
okay.
right now.
But it's adjacent to conservation land that
The
we already
land
control.
that the city owns, I'm not sure that's adjacent.
No, not that land, the land
But
that we would be
The land on
receiving.
Austin is adjacent, correct.
And it butts right up against it.
Yep,
And
And-
is a motion in order?
motion is in order.
And the
Well, I'd
piece
like-
that, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
I'd like to make a motion that we accept this land swap.
Okay,
I'll second, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah, I don't know if we can just straight up accept it. We have to just recommend acceptance to city council.
yeah, we recommend, yeah.
And my rationale for that is what's been stated before. Anytime we've done this in the past, that we can get a conservation property in and around Revere out of the hands of private and into the Conservation Commission, whether it's feasible to build there or not, it's a lot easier when it's in the city's name than it is in private development. And since we're going to be swapping it for a piece of property that's not in Conservation Commission, then the city can deal with that as they please without our jurisdiction involved.
The land, that's right. Without our jurisdiction, the city could just do it, but because we'd be getting the land, I think that's the reason we're involved, and they felt it's better. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Voted in the affirmative. So I'll get a letter off to the city clerk, Bob, so
Okay.
that she can prepare documents for the city council.
Great. Thank you very much. And
You're
thank you
welcome.
kindly for your time.
Next item on the agenda is a vote for certificate of compliance, DEP file 0610491, 214 Mermaid Ave, Revere, Mass., Mermaid Avenue Condominium Trust. The proponent there, who's actually a resident, couldn't make it this afternoon. You know, those of you that have been on the board for a few years remember going to this property at the point of Rogan's Point?
Right, overlooking the water, right?
Yeah, down where Simpson's
Yeah.
Pier used to be.
Yes, they look very nice.
You could drive a car between the two buildings.
Yes. Yeah. So if you want to hold this off to do a site inspection, we can do that. Okay, why don't we do that, because this is a sensitive area. So do I have a motion?
Did you see, you remember them, sure, right? They overlook the water, beautiful. They were nice.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, so I'll schedule a site visit. I'll let everybody know, depending on, it should be beginning of May, presuming that we'll have a Conservation Commission meeting. I know there is something that's being worked on for the north lot right now. And there is a meeting on, let me bring that up. Monday, April 8th at 2 p.m. That's actually the site plan review committee, and they'll be talking about the north lot. Anybody's welcome to attend and participate. Would you say it's your birthday?
My wife's birthday,
Your wife's birthday?
and an anniversary, following day,
Oh, okay, good.
70 years.
So next meeting, if we do have a meeting in May, would be May 1st, first Wednesday in May. So that would make site visit for April 27th. Yeah, 27th's gonna be a problem for me, so,
April 27th?
The 27th will be a Saturday
yes,
on the site.
yeah,
27.
I won't be there. It's
okay,
my birthday. I don't work on my birthday.
okay. All right, but I'll let you know anyways. Yeah, when we do a site visit. Yeah, we'll see what business is, okay? So I'll update everybody on
Andy,
that.
where was that meeting?
The site
City
visit?
Hall?
Oh,
The-
the meetings
the
at
site
City
plan
Hall,
review.
yes. I don't know if they meet in the auditorium at Frank's office or in this room. I don't think it said. I can look in just a second here.
Andy, do you happen to know what time that site plan review committee meeting would be on the 8th of April? Would it be like?
2 o'clock.
Oh, it's 2 o'clock. Thank you. This is for the non-block, right?
Yeah,
Are you going to be at the meeting, Andy?
I'm planning to, yes. I'm just looking to
I
see.
think that's an important one.
Should we all attend or send a couple representatives?
Whoever wants to attend is more than welcome to attend. It'll give you a preview. Oh, in the building department. So it's in American Legion Hall downstairs.
Okay, it's not going to be here.
It's not going to be in City Hall.
American Legion building, okay.
Yeah, right over on Hyde Street and the other street over there. Yeah, it's a proposed 191-unit residential development.
iPhone?
What are they proposing?
Andy, what date was
Huh?
Yeah, screen, the newest one, the screen goes a little higher. I don't have a case. I think it looks
Yes.
smaller without a case.
Yes.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Well, the part of this is supposed to be a hotel at some point. I don't know where that stands. But just to let you know,
And what's the date on that, Andy?
April 8th, Monday,
Monday.
2 p.m. Building department, downstairs, American Legion building.
Yeah, the map is nice.
Yeah, but they'll be before us anyways, James, just,
Yeah,
you know.
I wish I didn't need it, but I use it for email too.
What are you doing
I don't know what the developer's plans. He's approved through us, so
Doing some
I'm surprised they haven't started. He's probably trying to flip it in.
Anybody
Flip it. Sell it.
Some people I think are doing some stuff in like the
Okay, next item on our agenda is a request to appear Maria C. Robert Tobolino regarding enforcement officer for enforcement order for 26 Way Ave, and I see Louisa is, excuse me?
How are you? Sorry
Good.
to see you just-
Come up to the microphone, please, and push the talk button so we can hear you.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, I talked to Louisa a little bit earlier today. She was explaining what happened, so if you want to repeat.
Sure. Basically, we were kind of victims of some company called JPenny Asphalt Services. They were putting tar on a neighbor's driveway, and my mom and my dad were cleaning outside, usually because most of my neighbors come around, bring their dogs, and they don't clean up after them. So they have to go every other day and clean up, because my kids play around and, it stinks too. So when they offer them, we're going to give you a good deal, this and that, my dad they're 60 years old, they barely understand English too, so I wasn't there, I was on my apartment on the 3rd floor. Next thing I know, I hear people screaming outside, and I know it's just people screaming at my dad and my mom, because they're requesting now $7,500 out of them. They don't have money. My dad barely works part-time, and she doesn't work, she's disabled. So when we have to come up with the money, they were, like I said, they were yelling, screaming in front of my kids. I was about to call the cops. I shouldn't, like I told you, I should have, but I just didn't want them to keep going. What I find out about this company is there's a lot of complaints about them, and I guess this is what they do for a living. They go around, whatever they have leftovers, they offer them to the neighbors, and that's what they do. It's less than an inch thick, and anyways, it's not working now because the plants are growing through them. So, and I guess this is most of the complaints that's what happens. They take money out of you, the material doesn't work because, it's a waste. So what I did at the end is all we can come up with was $3,200, which we did give them. I have copy of the statements here that we had to transfer to each other's accounts to help, pay it off for this thing, because I didn't want my mom and dad to keep being yelled at. Now, they did cash the check the same day. I don't know how that happened, but it did happen. I have proof here, a copy of the canceled check, and as you can see, the transfers that we had to do in order to support them so they won't get in trouble. I also have copy of the complaints for this company. Like I said, it's not the first ones. I guess it's been going on for a while. I did try to track them down to the receipt. Supposed to be in Linfield. The companies doesn't seem that it works, because I did call City Hall over there, and they're not registered for the Linfield City Hall anymore. The phone number that they had for the business is no longer working. But I do collections for a living for student loans, so I was able to track Eric Penny, which is the guy who we gave them the check to. I was able to track down. I found his address. I found his cell phone and his wife's cell phone numbers. Of course, he wasn't, talking to me on the phone, obviously. But this is a problem that I had. And he did guarantee us, and he did guarantee my dad that we didn't need a permit from the City Hall. But when I came downstairs, it was already late because the tarp was already there. So there was nothing I can do. I was telling him, if you want me to take it with you, and, obviously he was trying to fight with me in front of my kids. I wasn't going to have that, so I just wanted him out the property, and that's what happened. We gave him a check for $3,200. And like I said, it was a waste because now plants are growing through them. It's less than a thick inch, so it's not even worth it. I wasted $3,200, and, now my parents feel bad about it because, they took a bad decision without consulting us. And like I said, I thought we didn't need a permit because that's what he told me. Eric told me, and in case ever something happens, make sure you call me. This is my number. I did. Obviously, it's not working no more, so. I didn't know I was going to have to go through this because otherwise, trust me, you know how much I had to go through to do all that construction, so I wasn't about to lose all that for nothing. When I received a letter 2 nights ago, I was like, oh my God, are you kidding me?
Questions for Louisa?
Yeah. Andy, can you give me a little bit of background on this enforcement order, please?
Topolino's approached me they wanted to expand their parking area. They were having some problems with water accumulation. So I had them file a notice of intent for building a little retaining wall out of wood ties, and then filling the area with crushed stone, which they did, and it was fine. We accepted that. But then Daniel, going by there, since he lives nearby, happened to notice that it was hard surfaced, which was prohibited by the the order of conditions for the property.
One thing though I do have to mention, the tar is not like all the way to the place. I mean, I don't know if you have seen my whole yard. It's, still deep inside, where the water accumulates anyways. The tar is only located where the cars were parked at. And again, it was only supposed to be for a certain amount. They convinced my parents, otherwise it was there, so. I do have copy of the complaints of the company in case you guys want to see it, so you know that I'm not lying. I do have copy of the statements too, so.
They're called gypsy contractors.
Oh, okay. Oh, is that what it is?
Especially in that business, it's well known that they do that type of thing.
That's a shame.
When I see them in Chelsea in Public Works, I'm always after them. You got to get a permit, you can't be doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little tough if they just do work on private property, but they certainly can't do work on the public street, the sidewalk without a permit, but some of them end up doing it anyways.
And for what I know, they do this usually at dark time too, so that way you can't see what kind of work you're doing, so. It was like around 6, 7 o'clock at night when they did it too.
So Andy, are we to understand that this young lady is a victim of shoddy workmanship and not following?
Well, it shouldn't have been paid, and it looks like the company ran a bit of a flip-flam on them, flim-flam, without actually getting permission to pay it, and ended up getting paid, then they demanded their money.
And these people happen to be the victims of
That's what it appears,
the result of same. Thank you. Thanks for clearing that up. I wasn't
Yeah, so
sure.
I would suggest that we go down and do a site visit.
Oh, I have some photographs if people want to see on my phone. I don't know. Or we could do a site visit and look.
Oh, one thing I did actually want to mention this. The city hall actually was working there on the sideway of that side. And I did ask the people who was doing that if that was okay, you know, if it was too high. And the guy was like, no, it's fine, don't worry about it. Everything is fine. It's level it up. It's not like it's, you know, over up or it's not going to affect anything.
But
So I
when
was
people
like,
tell you, don't worry about it, that's the time to
Kind of
worry.
started worrying.
well, the city hall, I didn't think, you know, I
know,
had to worry
but
about
still,
it.
yeah.
No, I just have one
Be a
question.
big job. In other words, they have to remove the hot tub.
Let's go take a look at it.
Okay, that's what I would suggest. I make a motion that we have a site visit if a
Okay.
motion is needed.
Yeah, I just have a couple of questions.
Sure.
At what point did you realize that they weren't installing it as you had requested? And
Well, first of all, because my dad told me, I only told him, you know, just a little bit because the sidewalk on that side was really bad. And the kids, my neighbors, they keep,
you told them a little bit of pavement?
Yeah, just a little bit, so that way, you know, it will be kind of even with the sidewalk. Next thing I know, I guess they were talking to my dad, and when he realized it was like almost, you know, the whole, like, size of 2 or 3 cars, so it was a little bit too late for them to remove it. I told them, if you want, take it with you, and the guy was like, you started to fight me over it. 'Cause, you
Right,
know,
yeah, at that
take it
point,
out.
So they probably did $1,000 worth of work. Wanted
Yeah, I have to pay-
$7,500.
they wanted
settled for
$7,500, believe it or not.
$3,200, yeah.
It's crazy. I mean, like I said, I do have, as you guys can see, I can give it to you if you like. You can see the transfers that we had to make between my sister and I to cover that check, and they cashed it like the same day.
Yeah.
So
I want to make sure they get the
I
money.
don't know how they managed to do that, because back then you really couldn't cash checks like that anymore. And I do have copy of the complaints from all the people.
I'll have it. Thank you.
Like I said, we're not the only victims. Since we get this whole
Andy, I'm a
So-
little confused here. Don't we have any laws or regulations with the police department or the building department that they have to come to them first, meaning the company that did this work?
Well, let me ask you this. What permits did you get for doing your driveway?
They had to come to you.
Other than us? Well, they came to us. Other than us?
Oh, she did come to her.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah,
What, the
you were
work
there
that they
at
were gonna
site
do?
visit. You don't remember the property?
Yeah, I remember the property, but I mean, they came up here and asked us if it was all right to do it.
To put crushed stone, yes.
Oh, the crushed stone,
Crushed
okay,
stone's right.
that's fine. But I'm talking about now they put what over that?
Tar.
On top?
Bituminous, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Did they come to us about that?
No, they didn't. That's the issue.
Well, this company that did it, weren't they supposed to get something from the building department or some
Did you get
engineering?
something from the building department when you put your driveway in?
No, I didn't.
The company
I can't
told me
even-
that I didn't need a permit from
Yeah,
the
but
city.
that's all that's required, Joe. You're
Right.
not required to get anything from the building department or Public Works, unless you're putting a new curb cut. If you're putting a new curb cut in,
Okay.
then you gotta go to Public Works.
Okay.
But there's nothing required from the building department. It's the
Okay.
same way in Chelsea.
So now who do,
It's unregulated.
but who do we go to? What is her recourse? Who does she go after? She go after the city? She go after the people? What
You have
recourse
to
does she?
go after the contract.
Contractor.
Which is, I don't think it's no longer in service, like I said,
You'd
Yeah.
have a difficult time. You gave him the money.
yeah, I
You'd
know.
been better off letting him come after you, but, you don't want to expose yourself to that.
Yeah.
either,
I know.
because you don't-
I just have,
I'm sorry, I'm just wondering, did you have any documentation about what you requested him to do?
No, because everything was, by word.
Was it
like I said.
verbal?
Yeah, it was verbal with my dad. And like I told the guy, I'm like, he's not the owner of the property. Why are you even talking to him? He's 60 years old. You see them, they're just cleaning up. I mean, why you
Because
even?
if someone's supposed to put down an area of crushed stone or gravel, there must be some kind of agreement where they
Even a
know
contract, right.
Right, there's something to show, these are the materials we need to get the job done.
Mm-hmm.
And so for them to come in and do something completely different than what you requested, I think it would have been helpful if you had some kind of agreement with
I know there
them.
was nothing on writing, it was just by word, and like I said, like I told the guy, I'm like, if you want, we can call the cops, because we have no contract, I didn't sign nothing with you. And the guy, of course, he didn't want to, he's trying to avoid the problems, and he wanted a cash. I'm like, how am I gonna get $7,500 cash right now? No. And I was smart enough to give him a check, and so that way I have a proof of it. But, fortunately, now it's $3,200 wasted. Because like I said, plants are growing through it now, and it's coming off, so it's not even like it was a good thing.
I'm just confused why there was any paving that was considered for this area, because we were pretty clear.
I understand that, but the thing is, my dad and my mom clean up every other day. My neighbors bring their dogs there, and it stinks, and my kids and the neighbors' kids, they play around there, and especially my neighbors, they always complaining, it's there, you need to clean this, and I'm like, okay, so they do the cleanup. So my mom was kind of tired of it, and when they saw the chance of having tire on it, so that way the dogs won't come alone anymore, they said, okay, so, like I said, they convinced them. They were selling birds and everything, so they said, okay.
Yeah, I mean,
They should still be aware of what the order of conditions
Trust me, I
states.
understand, but like I said, they don't speak English too good, so,
that's why I think,
They were victims.
maybe you should have been a little more involved in the process. If you were the one who came to the Conservation Commission, I'm not trying to judge you
no,
by any
trust me, I
means.
understand. I was
Because
so
I
mad
know
at my
these
dad,
people
you don't
are out
even
there,
know.
they're just trying to make a buck.
I know.
And once the work is done, they're going to want to get paid. So obviously, they're going to say this is going to be a lot easier and we can make a lot more money if we can convince these people to put down pavement. But you being the person who knew that you had an agreement from the Conservation Commission, that maybe it would have been better if you had stayed involved in the process a little bit.
I understand, like I said, I was at the house. The thing is, I wasn't being called. I actually didn't realize that happened until I see, I hear all the screamings outside. And my baby I'm like, Mom, she calls him Peter. She goes, my Peter's getting into a fight. I'm like, what? Next thing I know, I come out and saw these people screaming and yelling outside. Because there was like 3 men, with the truck.
But that was after the pavement was put in.
Yeah.
So how long did it take that process?
It happened real quick, because my dad would have called me at least, with his cell phone. So
Like
it
real
happened
quick,
yeah.
how long did it take to put the pavement
Probably
down?
not even 10 minutes, to be honest with you. They did it quick, because they said it was left off from another neighbor's work, basically. I don't know which neighbor. I know it was like around there. I just don't know exactly which neighbor was it from. Because I'm pretty sure she or he is having the same problem that I am. Plants growing through it and, being a waste.
Andy, what it comes down to, I guess, is the fact that this lady got ripped off, not knowing it.
Yeah, but that really doesn't have any standing with the Conservation Commission.
I understand that.
Yeah,
But
it's not a wetlands
what's her
issue.
alternative? Can we give her something to go by?
Let's have a site visit and let's see what was done.
The alternative is basically to have them remove the pavement and
That's
put in
correct.
crushed stone as we had recommended.
There is
But
There is crushed stone,
There is
and it
crushed
would
stone.
serve as a perfect
It's
base
underneath.
for the contractor to go and, put down bituminous. Yeah, made the job easy for him.
No way is the city threatening this fellow that did that, the contractor, to make amends.
Why would the city threaten him?
Well, because he goes around the city and he's going to do that all over again. Somebody's going to suffer.
Yeah, but unless a consumer makes a complaint to
Yeah, I
the
understand.
police, and there's a basis
I
for
know.
the
What
complaint
comes
that
first?
the police can take action, nothing's gonna happen.
Andy,
It's too bad.
It's buyer beware.
Yeah, exactly.
That's on private property.
are you unable to reach the contractor that's responsible for this work?
Like I said, I did try to check, for what I understand and what I have on the receipt, they are based in Linfield, so I did call Linfield City Hall. They're not registered there anymore. However, they are residing there at that address, and I was able to find his new cell phone number for him and for his wife, but the business phone number is no longer working. The business is no longer working either, so either he changed names of the business or something else
Yeah,
is doing
I've
problem.
been through a whole bunch of names.
Yeah.
Andy, do you think it might be wise for her to perhaps contact the Attorney General or the
That's up to her.
Department
It's
of-
not
That's-
my.
You
Definitely.
really should pursue the matter, and I don't know how to
not
direct
in-
you, but
In our jurisdiction, Ann.
Yeah, I think that's something I'm definitely going to do, this,
you
protecting
really-
the business.
you really should pursue it. Just
Yeah.
check with a lawyer to see what your options are.
Yeah, but it's a tough road, and even the municipalities, when you get involved with a bad contractor, have
yeah.
a tough time.
It's a dog chasing his tail.
Yeah, it really is. Takes a lot of
Yeah,
time. and
takes a lot of
effort,
work.
It's up to you whether you.
But at least if someone,
Okay, so
reads the reviews of that company, they're going to see all the complaints.
Member Camerata made a motion that we have a site visit.
Yes, sir.
Is it seconded by
I
anybody?
second that.
Second by James. All right, so we'll schedule the 27th then. The 2 site visits will be right down in the same area.
Okay. That's 27th of April. Is that a weekday or a weekend?
That's a Saturday.
Okay, perfect.
So 9 o'clock in the morning?
That's fine. I'll see you
Yeah, I'll
guys then.
follow up with a letter.
Okay, no problem.
This is confidential information that shouldn't be passed around to too many people. But thank you for the information. You're welcome. Thank you. Sorry about your problem here.
One every second.
All those
two
in
more to
favor?
take 'em.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, we'll see you
Thank
in
you
a few
guys. Have a
weeks.
good afternoon.
And thank you.
What a goddamn shame. These people should be kept out of Revere.
Okay, last item on the agenda.
They should be kept out of
We
Revere.
haven't had a election of officers in
Okay, good.
several years. So who wants to be chair?
Not me.
Who's volunteering? You are?
Can I nominate Andy DeSantis?
I second the nomination.
And I third it.
Well, I just put it
Yeah.
on for discussion because I sent you the bylaws. And if you read the paragraph under officers chairman, the chairman shall, in addition to the duties imposed by laws, preside at all meetings of the commission at which he is present, direct the work of the commission. The person shall annually appoint members to committees and designate chairman of same as provided for under Article 5. No later than the first meeting of the commission following the election meeting shall direct the callings of the commission. Chairman shall be an ex-officer. I thought I had read something else, but I guess we can do either a vote, a nomination and vote. Oh, here it is. The officers of the commission shall be elected for the membership annually in the first meeting of the commission in September or at any such time as may be designated by amendment of these bylaws. The meeting shall be designated the election meeting. So rather than amending the bylaws, I would suggest we just continue, me as
Continue.
chairman, and then we hold a election in September
Fine.
as called for. You know, since there doesn't seem to be any desire for anybody to be.
Can I make a suggestion? I won't make a motion yet, right? Can I make a suggestion?
Yes, you can.
I was gonna make a motion.
You can't do it in perpetuity.
What? Mr. Chairman, without objections, I would like to make a motion that the same members remain in office. Chairman Andy DeSantis and Vice Chairman Joseph James.
Put your mic on.
Oh. So I'll have to repeat it then, okay.
All right, repeat it.
This was going to be a motion, but
Okay.
we'll make it as a suggestion for now, okay? Mr. Chairman, without objections, I would like to make a motion that the same members remain in office, Chairman Andy DeSantis and Vice Chairman Joseph James. I also move that Chairman Andy DeSantis remain as recording secretary. That's it. And I also move that the members receive an allowance for mileage. You want that? I'm serious.
I'll talk to the mayor.
Huh?
I'll talk to the mayor.
He wants an increase in pay.
Yeah.
Can I make that as a motion, sir, or do you want to, are we nominating, just a nomination?
Let's have a discussion first.
All
We'll
right,
wait till
okay.
September, actually, for the
Okay.
election. I just wanted to bring this up because it was hanging out there. And we've got a full commission now, which is something we haven't had consistently
I know.
for a while. So I'll have a formal vote in September, and meanwhile, things will continue as it is, because who knows what changes.
All right.
All right? Anything else?
Can I just bring up one thing?
Go right ahead, Daniel.
I just wanted to let the commission know that I'm in the process of pursuing a Revere on the Move mini grant to develop some outdoor fitness equipment in a park, hopefully along Revere Beach. If this is something that the commission supports, I'd love to have your backing and support in this endeavor. But this is something I'm talking to the DCR about and the Revere Beach Partnership to just install some outdoor exercise equipment.
That sounds good.
And if I'd like to try and sort of connect whatever is installed with the environment around, so having some sort of informational signs associated with the environmental areas where the location is. So
Excuse me, Dan, is this the equipment that's going to be left out or going to be brought down? Like they have canoe trips.
No, it'll be left out, so it'll be like a permanent installation of different exercise gear, like pull-up bars and different like weight machines that are designed for outdoor use. There's an DCR put an outdoor exercise area along the Charles in Cambridge that's been very popular, and so this is sort of an extension of that idea here in Revere.
Could you recommend that they put spotlights or something on this equipment, because it's not going to last?
Yeah.
They'll have to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Andy?
Yes.
Danny, what's your involvement? I didn't quite understand your involvement with this program.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I didn't understand your involvement with the program.
Oh, so the Revere on the Move program, which runs outdoor, like exercise, fitness, nutrition programming for the city of Revere, they have, they're opening up the third round of grants. They have mini grants for sort of permanent program implementation. So recently a school garden project was funded, an urban trail in the city was developed through this program. And so this was just sort of the next round of that program. And so I was just interested individually, and I thought maybe the commission would be interested in sort of getting people out into these park areas and interacting and expanding like the audience that would use these areas. So.
Okay, how about I'll make a motion to support Daniel Bluestein's efforts to get Revere on the Move on Revere Beach in conjunction with DCR, Revere Beach Partnership, in the city of Revere.
I second the motion.
You won't have to do anything. It's just
No, I'll just put it in the
moral
minutes.
support. Thank you.
You know, if we need to do something in the future, if we need to show up for advocacy or anything. If we need to show up for advocacy, letter of support, or anything like that.
All right, I'll bring that up at the next meeting if that is
All
required.
those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Voted in the affirmative.
Thank you.
Sounds like a good,
Danny, on the same discussion, there's been a lot of talk about a bike trail on Revere Street. Did you guys see that on the news?
I didn't see that, no.
Yeah, they want to put a bike trail starting on Revere Street.
You want to go to the meeting on complete streets next week?
Where?
I gave you a handout. Complete streets presentation?
Fleet Street?
Complete. It has to do with designing streets. So you have bike trails, you have walking, you have all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, no, they had a big discussion on TV.
Okay, with that, motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Do we have a second?
Second, Mr. Chairman.
Who seconded that?
I did.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Adjourned at 4:58.